All right, all right. Happy Monday, everybody. You beautiful, amazing people. Now, I got to let everybody know that it's that time of year again where early morning coffee, gazing out into the early morning as the world wakes up is happening. Maybe it's getting close to a little fire in the background. I see there's a lot of coffee being drank here this morning. Like I'm seeing it. I'm seeing a lot more coffee go up. So it's that time of year. That time of year, I can feel the fall. So I hope everybody is having a great Monday, and I wish you the best of a week. Um, the word for today, and the word for today is stability. Stability. And I just think it's a word. I actually chose this to start our Monday because I think the word stability is a word we constantly have to go back and visit. I know I do. How many of you get impatient? Surely not this group. Surely not this. I mean, how many of you get impatient with your personal health journey? Surely not. There's no way, right? So interesting. This year, at one point, I had lost 35 pounds. And it's so interesting that when you start to go on that movement, you're still vainly seeing yourself with so many flaws that it can sometimes derail you in the stability category. And so I pick back up and now I'm going back down. So it's, I look at my health journey and I go, man, stability is such a huge thing. And the things that I tell myself, but I've also done it with investments, stability, like yanked out too soon. I've also done it with real estate where I'm like, I wasn't stable enough. I've also done it with my profession, network marketing. Like I've been unstable. Start to do something, jump to something else, jump to something else, jump to something else. So I want to read you stability, the state or quality of being stable, resistant to change, steadfastness. Come across this quote that says, the stability we cannot find in the world. Would you all agree that the world is unstable? Would you all agree that the world jumps from shiny object to shiny object to shiny object? Take my ball, run to another court. If things get hard, I didn't get the trophy, so I'm leaving the team, right? That's our world. Like from an early age, unfortunately, we're teaching too much of our youth that method of operation. The stability we cannot find in the world, we must create within our own. And so this was a challenge to me this morning because I obviously come with an education background. I've coached for years and years and years, and I think it teaches you so much about life. It teaches the kids. And I just think it's up to us to create a stable environment around us. Like Andrea has 2 kids at home that are growing up. Is she teaching them steadfastness, stability, stand tall, stand firm? I think she is. So how many of us are the type, don't raise your hand, that is quick to fly off the handle? That's me. That's me. Like quick to fly off the handle, quick to lose it, and it's like, what does a person that is emotionally stable really look like? What's the reward of being stability proof, stable, steadfast? Well, during stressful situations, that person remains calm. During stressful situations, they fight that negative thing that's talking to them on the other side of their shoulder. leave. Take your ball and run. Stop trying to be healthy. That's what that person says. A person who is emotionally stable has a reasonable degree of self-esteem. I think that's why we self-develop. I think that's why we read books and we listen to audio, is to get this self-esteem in us that most people never have because they never self-develop. And then last, emotionally stable remains capable through difficult ordeals. One thing that's ordained in our life is we're going to have ups and downs and hills and very low valleys. We all know this. So the person that's steadfast, that's stable, remains capable through those valleys to come out on the other side and then crawl and climb that hill. So think of emotional stability as training your emotional core. It's kind of like training your abs. Like, emotional stability is that core strength. It's that inner strength. It's that weapon that I need in my life, and I know you need in your life. So train it up, because it'll keep us steadfast in those moments where the 2x4 swings and hits us in the chest, or that jab comes that knocks us down on the canvas, that we got to get back up. Stand tall, stand firm, and stand steadfast. That's what stability does in us all. So, Andrea, I'm going to turn it to you.
Well, great lesson today. And, guys, you might not know this about Coach. I think it's the coach in him. But when there's like a crisis in the moment, he's actually really calm. When there's a crisis in the moment, I'm a lunatic. So it'd be better to be with Coach in a crisis than with me. But what I looked into, and I was inspired by this quote by Warren Buffett, which was, the key to success is emotional stability. And I thought, well, I want to be successful, so I probably should try to develop this. So that's what I looked into, how to develop emotional stability in your life, even when everything isn't rosy. Because I don't know about you guys, like I bump up against hiccups like all day, every day, where things don't quite go as planned, or, this is driving me nuts, or I get distracted and end up in the wrong spot or whatever. And how do we keep that emotional stability even when we're dealing with life that's not perfection, right? It's pretty awesome, but it's not perfect. So first of all, we can try to look at things from a different perspective. So every single one of us, all of us, we have tunnel vision, and we really only see what we want to see. We only see kind of, I don't know if you guys can relate, but like maybe you're car shopping or you just get a new car. And all of a sudden, everywhere you go, all you see is that car because we're focused on it, right? But we would be so surprised that how looking at things differently can help us assess a negative situation and make it feel better. So in most cases, things could be worse, right? Things really absolutely could be worse. But try to focus your perspective on the things that we can still be grateful for, can help us have more stable emotions. Next is to create a plan that gets us moving. Create micro plans. Make a checklist of things that can get you unstuck and moving back in the direction that you want to go. And it might be just that today you're going to walk for 15 minutes, and that's going to help you feel more peaceful and a little bit happier, and it's going to get you more emotionally stable. Next is number 3 is to allow yourself to fully express and feel your emotions. It's all about treating your emotions with respect. And that doesn't mean like wallowing in them. Like I can get stressed out, or I can be sad, or I can get frustrated, and I could sit and wallow in that, but that's not going to help me get more stable. It's more of checking in, saying, okay, I'm feeling a little frazzled this morning. What can I do to, take some deep breaths, bring that energy back down and change gears? What can I do to respect those emotions, express them as need be, so that I can heal what's ever bothering me and move on. Number 4 is to recheck our expectations. We all kind of need to accept the fact that things can go wrong for a million different reasons, so that when negative life events happen, they don't come as a complete surprise. And I'll tell you, I am the worst at this in the entire world. I am always blindsided when something doesn't go right. Like, I don't know why, it just catches me off guard every single time. But emotionally stable people can appear calm in crazy situations because they're not shocked that they're happening. They don't put it into their future. They don't anticipate, but they understand that there's a possibility that it could happen. Number 5 is to recognize your stress triggers. So take note of the things that stress you out and work your way around them. All I can think about is a messy house absolutely causes me to, I am not a calm person when my home is a disaster. And right about now, the 2 spaces that I spend the most time in, my bedroom and my office, are, well, I'm going to say a little out of control. And so I know that if I want to be calmer, I need to carve out time in my calendar to go focus right there so that I can have a better day. And sometimes we think, oh, that's not important, and we try to push those things aside. But if we know what triggers us, we can absolutely handle that trigger and move forward. Number 6 is to find activities that calm you. Find the time in your day to bring your energy back where you want it to be. So for me, Coach talked about the fireplace and the coffee. I love that this time of year, but I love watching my pool. I call it my little ocean. And I like to watch the water just kind of move around in there and listen to the birds. And you can't get me in a bad mood when I'm sitting there staring at the pool. So take time to do yoga or meditate, write, or stare at some body of water and get to that place of stability. Number 7 is to ask for help. Know when to ask for help. And this one is just stepping on my toes right and left right here. But it says, learn when to draw the line between independence and stubbornness. And I'm like, ooh, okay. So we have to learn to figure out where that is. I don't know how to tell you to do that because I haven't quite figured that out myself. But if we want to be more emotionally stable, we have to be willing to ask the people around us for some help. And with that, number 8 is to surround yourself with good people. Be involved with the Coach's Corner. Find some people that speak your language. Find some positive, upbeat people that are adding value to your life and that you can add value to theirs, and see how that makes you feel more emotionally stable. And then lastly, be you. Be authentic. Emotionally stable people are so good at blazing their way through life and through difficult experiences because they're secure in who they are. And the way we get more secure with who we are is to be who we are and not try to pretend. If I got on here and tried to be Buffy, I couldn't do it. I'm not Buffy. And that's going to make me feel less stable. But if I go and try to be Andrea, I think I've got that one down. So thank you for this one. This was a great one for Monday. My toes hurt, but I'm going to figure out these lessons.
Andrew, a great lesson this morning. And guys, we hope you have the most amazing Monday. If you're in our company, jump over to the IPA Zoom that's happening right now. We love you. We appreciate you. And look forward to seeing you back tomorrow. Thanks for all the new guests that are on, or not guests, but family that is on this morning.